Welcome back, guys. So today we are solving the weekly contest 316 of LeetCode. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. We solve LeetCode contests, code forces, code chef contests, and all the problem of the days of LeetCode and GFG. Okay, so let's move on to the first question. So the first question is determine if two events have conflict. Okay, we are given two arrays of string that represent two inclusive events that happened on the same day, event 1 and event 2, where event 1 start time and end time is given, event 2 start time and end time is given. Okay, event times are valid 24 hours format in the form of HHMM. Okay, if you are able to deal with HH and MM, I am sure then you can do this question and some string manipulation. Okay, so it's kind of greedy. Let's see what the question states. A conflict happens when two events have some non-empty intersection. That is, some moment is common to both events. Then we return true. If there is a conflict, if there is a intersection, then only we return true. Okay. If there is a conflict, otherwise we return false. Okay. Let's see it with an example. Like here, and if the first event started at 1:15 and the second and ended at 2 o'clock, but the event 2 started at 2 o'clock and ended at 3 o'clock. So as you can see, the event 1 ended at 2 o'clock. At that time only event 2 started. That means they are intersecting. So the two events intersect. Okay. And here in the second example, we can see that the event 1 started at 1 o'clock and the ended at 2 o'clock. And the event 2 started at 1:20 and ended at 3 o'clock. So we return an output true because uh, before the event 1 ended, the event 2 started. Okay, the event 1 has to be ended at 2 o'clock, then only we can start any other event. But here event 2 already started at 1:20. That means it intersects, so we return it true. And moving on to the example 3, we have the first event starting at 10 o'clock and the second event starting at 2 o'clock, and the first event ending at 11 o'clock and the second event ending at 3 o'clock. That means they do not intersect. That means we return false. Okay, let's move on to the code. Like here, first, I have used stoi string to integer to convert the strings to integer. Okay, like here I have stored in hour one. I have stored the event first events hour, like 1 hour is stored here, and then the minute is stored in the minute one. Okay, like here it's 00, so we store 00 in minutes. Okay, similarly in hour 2 and minute 2 we store respectively. And here for the second event we do the similar thing, and here we convert the hour and minute that is given the time to minutes. Okay, because we have to deal with PMs also. Okay, like PM is given like 1420, like that means 220. So we can do this. If we convert into minutes, then we can differ them by their minutes only, and we can find the intersection points. Okay, so let's see out and see how they look. Okay, like here you can see that the 115 is converted into 75, the 2 o'clock is converted into 120, and similarly the 3 o'clock is converted into 180. Okay, so let's see some examples, further examples. Okay, like here in the first case we have taken, here are the conditions. Okay, if the start of the two events is same, then we return false in instantly. Okay, if the start is greater than s1 is greater than s2, then that means as in this case, if the s1 is greater than s2. Okay, I think I have done some mistake here. Here s1 should be, here s1 is greater than s2, it should be this. Okay, so if s1 is greater than s2, like here 840 is greater than 600, then we go on checking if the ending of the event 1 collides with the event 2. That is, if the event 2 is started before the ending of event 1, then we return true. That means that they have intersected. Otherwise, we return false. Similarly, if we see this example, if event S1 is less than S2, that means S1 is 75 and it is less than 120, then we see if the event 1 is greater than or equal to event 1's ending is greater than or equals to starting of event 2. It equals 120 equals 120, so we return it true. That means it intersects. Okay, so that is it. We return it true for it. If it didn't, then we would have returned false. So that's it. It's accepted. Let's submit it again and see. Okay, so that's it for the first question. Let's move on to the second question. Please subscribe to our channel.